Hello everyone, Hawky here, back with another Sword of Convallaria video. So today we're testing out Kvare. Does he want Hangman's dedication, or does he want to have Murmur of Death? Or is just plain old devil good enough for him? So let's run him with Nightmare Puppet, Shield of Justice, and test out the different tarots here. We'll just go with like a fairly standard setup here for Kvare and compare his damage and see what's more worth it, right? So back on the testing dummy stage. And I think what we'll do is we'll just play against the boss here. What was that lag? Alright, events, log for testing. Man, the localization is... it is what it is, right? So what should we do first? Just roster, plain old roster, and just stand by and just see the damage from that. Life loss, Nightmare Puppet. 5133. Okay, now we'll try Will of Victory. Straight into Flaming Winds. 3719. 97030. And then lastly, Rain by itself. 4958. And then end of turn 10266. And now we'll start comboing the skills. So we'll do roster, and then we do Flaming Winds. 4463. And then dot end of turn 97030. And now we'll do roster into rain. 15398. And end of turn 19k. I think my main issue is I don't have a Hangman with 0 magic attack, so we've got a 58 one, and we're comparing it with a Murmur of Death with 0 magic attack. So what's that? 4103, and back when we were on that 4161. The difference is 58 magic attack. It is what it is. We'll repeat the same setup, so we'll do just roster and then stand by. 4219. Now Flaming Winds 3668 and stand by. 94158. Rain by itself. Animation so long. 5208. End of turn 8438. Now we'll do the roster plus winds and then roster plus rain. So roster, Will of Victory 4402. End of turn dot 94158. Now roster plus rain. Okay, 16720. End of turn 15696. Yeah, looking at the numbers, only time when Murmur of Death is better is just the direct damage from the piercing, right? Piercing from the rain. And everything else is just like a lot lower in damage. Yeah. And now we should compare it with like Devil with stacks. I mean, you can't kill stuff in the dummy stage, but let's try and do a fair comparison. So 58 magic attack on this Hangman. And if we swap this out to this Devil here, like 56 magic attack plus 9%, like maybe that's like 3 stacks of Devil, for example, right? 3 stacks of Devil. All right, let's see what the difference is. So let's breeze through all of this. So we'll just roster, stand by, I'll just record all the damage later. And then we're going to do the Flaming Winds. And stand by. And then we go back. And then we just go rain. And then stand by. And then we'll stack the skills. So we'll do roster, potential burst, flaming winds. Okay, and then last one will be roster and rain. So we're going roster and rain. The 9% devil. Okay. It doesn't look like devil really caught up with damage. Like roster, rain, 19k, 16k. I think I'll try this devil. This is what, 13%? Probably will still be too low, but let's see. I feel like the main thing we just want to see is just roster and rain, right? Roster, rain. 16228. And then the DOT 16773. So yeah, just looking at these numbers, like even 13% more magic attack devil, we only got like 33k. That's like 700 more than a 9%. And this was like 34k. So need like 2 times 4%. Probably need another 8%. So like 20% more magic attack, right? The 20% devil stacks would equal Hangman's dedication, which sort of makes sense because this is 8, 14, 20% dot, right? So I feel like that pretty much just mass out, like 20% devil versus 20% dot from Hangman. And for death, like death is a bit disappointing. Murmur of death. I guess the main thing is we couldn't really trigger this dying effect, additional 5% piercing damage there. So you're only looking at 13% piercing damage. And that piercing damage is mainly just from rain, right? Like, it's just mainly from the 40% magic attack as piercing damage from rain. Like, I'm not sure if this roster, this 100% counts as piercing damage, but it's not really that much. It's another like 4k. And then buff on that 4k, like roster and rain did do more damage compared to Hangman, but that's about it, right? So I'll say Hangman is the best for Kvare, because if you're running Devil, you need to either, if you don't have the special skill, special stat, whatever, you need to kill 10 enemies to match, right? Oh wait, not 10. 7 enemies. 7 times 3 is 21 there. And if you do have the special, you need to kill what, like 4? Because it doubles the effect. Like 3 enemies will only get this to 18%. And then it'll be 24 at 4. So yeah, 4 enemies of Devil with the special stat. Or 7 without. And I feel like we're relying a lot on like the first turn, like roster, rain combo, because rain is a 3-turn cooldown. So I think it is definitely best to run Hangman's dedication on Kvare instead. Kvare is the winner of this, right? So yeah, time to farm a good one. I think this is really solid for now. 6%, 71. Whatever. Alright, so I'll end it there. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.